The Rugby World Cup semi-finals are all set to take place this weekend, and it's an all Southern Hemisphere affair. With me to preview the matches is IBTimes sports editor Nick Howson. Nick, looking at the game between New Zealand and South Africa, this is a real clash of two rugby titans, and the All Blacks were so impressive so far this tournament, but especially in their destruction of France in the quarterfinals. But we have seen with South Africa in their win against Wales that they do know how to play knockout tournament rugby.
Yeah, very much so. We knew that coming in. They were always going to be a team that if their passing game and didn't really pay off, then they could always resort to this sort of power play. That's what we saw against Wales. It's certainly what we saw basically after the defeat saw against Scotland as well. After the defeat to Japan, they sort of resorted to those sort of tactics. And it's going to be interesting to see how New Zealand get on. I think the one caution that I would put against New Zealand, they've been really very, very impressive. The most impressive win really coming in their first game against Argentina, and since then they've had 4 matches where they've really cruised through to the semi-final. I wonder if they come in a little bit undercooked. France really were the weakest of the 8 teams to qualify out of the pool. They were probably weaker than some of the teams that didn't get through. You could look at the likes of Japan and Samoa and teams like that and say, well, they just probably deserve the place ahead of France. The wheels really came off in that defeat to New Zealand. So you wonder how prepared New Zealand really are for this game. Obviously they know what South Africa bring, Rugby Championship annually. That's a rivalry going back decades. So it's not, it's going to be familiar opposition as far as they're concerned. And obviously in terms of the pressure, familiar as well. We've seen that Julian Sarveya's rolling off tries, the highest try scorer in the tournament. He's going to be a real threat. Are South Africa going to be able to provide enough attacking intent as they just about did against Wales? That Florey Dupree try, proving that they just had just enough invention at the right time to prevail there. Are they going to be able to get the balance right between competing well at the breakdown, nullifying the New Zealand intensity, while also providing an attacking threat? Will Brian Habana break the try scoring record? He can do that this weekend as well. So lots of questions to be answered, obviously. But New Zealand, obviously, they're the slight favourites going into this one.
Well, for all our coverage of the Rugby World Cup, go to our website, ibtimes.co.uk.